Welcome to Top 5 Niches of the Week, the original print-on-demand niches show. It's episode 230, and I've got 5 trending print-on-demand niches for you to get out ahead of to increase your sales in the near future. So let's get to it. Let's kick things off with an Amazon merch sales update. So in the last week, since the last episode of Top 5 Niches, I made 451 sales. 340 came on the US market for $7,002 in revenue, and I kept $1,423 in royalties. Ad spend is around $2 a day, if not less. So not too much on ads, basically all profit. If you want to follow me on Instagram, linked in the description, you can keep up to date with my daily sales for motivation. All right, let's look at the top 10. This is not curated by me, so these are just the top 10. Careful with like crayon shirts, by the way, when I see those. I'm pretty sure you might get in trouble if you try to sell those, unless you have the IP rights. And the UC Santa Cruz banana slugs, I don't know if that's like a parody or if that's actually like a university that has a mascot of banana slugs, but be careful with anything related to like colleges, universities, etc. Just always do your research, keep your account safe. This is not me recommending trends, it's just me spying on what is currently selling. All right, now let's get to the hand-picked trends. Niche number 1, I took a different approach than I normally do because we're in kind of a weird spot. I don't want to be recommending Halloween niches, but I also, let's say you want to make a sale tomorrow. Your goal is to upload something today that sells tomorrow. Well, I said, let's use the archive function in Podly. Podly is the research tool I use for these videos. And I went back to the archive and I looked at this week, 1 year ago in 2023. So here's a snapshot of the top 6, 12, 18 products from 1 year ago, okay? Probably indicative of what's going to be selling well this week, right? 1 year later, not much has changed. So I did this a little bit differently because there's not a bunch of like really pressing, like obvious trends to get after. I thought this was a decent idea. Let me know if you agree in the comments or not. Because I know it's a bunch of Halloween stuff, right? What do we expect? It's the week before Halloween, but like if you're selling on Amazon merch, they have the little Prime eligible stamp. People are still buying Halloween t-shirts right now. So, the closer we get to the date, the lower the demand's going to be because it's not going to get there in time potentially. But I did want to share that. All right, moving on. Niche number 2. Niche number 2, I'm actually referencing last week's video because disease awareness as a niche is going to be popular in November, right? We're a stone's throw away from the 11th month of the year. Where did the year go? Where does the time go? And November is National Diabetes Month. So the diabetes and diabetes awareness shirts are going to be selling. National Epilepsy Awareness Month. National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. We talked about this 1 week ago. So what I decided to do was wrap all of them together for niche number 2 today because demand is really going to be peaking for these in about 11 days or so, typically that first week of the new month, okay? Moving on, niche number 3, another month-long niche. This is one that might fly under the radar a little bit because it doesn't usually produce number 1 bestsellers, but it's still generating sales. And it is Native American Heritage Month in the month of November. So go and sell Native American themed shirts in general. They don't all need to say Heritage Month on them in order to see an increase in demand in the month of November. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Placeit. We usually think about them for their mock-ups, but they also have a designer built into Placeit with design templates like the ones you see behind me here. I searched for Native American. There is a full page of results. This is just a snapshot of a few of them. If you like one of them, like the one with the dream catcher, you can click it and then click the edit button and it'll let you tailor this essentially to whatever your needs are. So if you want to design it as a t-shirt, you can do that here. Then go and make a mock-up of somebody wearing it and sell it on platforms like, essentially anywhere but Amazon merch where you can control your mock-ups. On Amazon merch, we cannot control our mock-ups, so would not be as useful, but literally anywhere else. So check out Placeit. That's going to be linked in the description. Moving on, niche number 4 this week is going to be National Adoption Day. Also, I believe November is National Adoption Awareness Month. So adoption is going to be a theme throughout November, but Adoption Day might be the biggest day for adoption. Now, I believe it's meant to be like humans getting adopted, right? Like human children. I know it's a weird distinction to make, but when you look up adoption shirts, you do also see some, like the one in the bottom left corner there, of pets. So, hey, pet adoption shirts, if adoption is on people's minds, then they might buy the pet adoption shirts. They may also buy the human adoption shirts. Really anything related to adoption is going to see an uptick in terms of like monthly demand and likely weekly demand that third week of November or fourth week. So be on top of that niche. Niche number 4, National Adoption Day in November. All right, moving on. Niche number 5 is going to be, before we get to niche number 5, guys, check out my free print-on-demand mini course linked in the description. Give me your email address. I'll send you 1 lesson a day for 20 days. I'm almost 8 years into my journey. I'm giving you the highlights, my best tips, my best recommendations. It's all free. Link in the description. And check out my print-on-demand Facebook group, also linked down there if you're not already a member. Niche number 5, another hidden November niche, dare I say. How about Fibonacci Day? All right, now, what is Fibonacci? I should have looked this up before I, I'm familiar with it, right? But like, okay, so it's this sequence of numbers, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, where each number is the sum of its 2 previous numbers. So 1 and 1 becomes 2, 2 and 3 becomes 5, 2, 3 becomes 5, 3, 5 becomes 8. Look at me go. All right, I passed high school math. Fibonacci sequence, and then when you, I guess, graph it out, you see this kind of pattern that you see in nature. And that is my attempt at explaining the Fibonacci sequence. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up for that one, huh? Fibonacci Day, though, we don't need to be an expert to sell t-shirts, all right? This is coming up November 23rd. It's going to fly under the radar because unlike Pi Day, which is more popular, right? The Fibonacci fans are beefing with the fans of Pi Day, I bet. You know what I mean? Arguing which is the better day. But there's still plenty of people out there wearing their Fibonacci Day shirts, all right? So make sure they have something cool to wear. I like this little wave one. I don't know what the origin of that is, but I've seen it enough times to think that, okay, somebody probably said that like a rolling wave expresses the Fibonacci sequence. Just one of those examples of it, you know, in nature. Anyways, Fibonacci Day, niche number 5. Let's move on to emerging trends. These are shirts that are outperforming their current BSRs, outperforming their 30 or 90-day average BSR. So could be an upswing, could be an emerging trend. A lot of these are IP protected, so make sure to always do your research and avoid anything that might get you in trouble. Some stuff related to baseball, some stuff related to big brands, big intellectual property brands for Halloween, as you would expect. So always be careful there. Looking ahead, here we go. These are smaller niches, at least 1 month out. November 20th is Absurdity Day with the pig flying. November 21st, Great American Smokeout, so anti-smoking. November 22nd, Go for a Ride Day. November 23rd, Adoption Day. We talked about that. November 24th, how about Evolution Day? All right. And let's go back and look at the archive. We kind of already did this, except this time I'm using the archive. By the way, shout out to Podly, the research tool that I use for these videos for making this possible, right? Because they've got this database. They've time-stamped screenshots of like what was trending at these periods of time. The archive, let's look back 11 months. So niche number 1, I looked at last year, this week. The archive, I'm looking back 11 months, okay? So not 12 months, but 11 this time. And what do you know? Pretty much all Thanksgiving and a few Christmas shirts also creeping up into the top, whatever that is, like top like 40 shirts or so. So yeah, Thanksgiving is going to be the predominant niche 1 month from now. All right, removed designs. These were all removed in the last 2 weeks. I did Google what this little like symbol is because I saw it twice. And apparently it's like a Viking Berserker rune. But then I looked at some of the other comments and it said it was like from some anime show. So I don't really know. Anime is definitely not my thing. Either way, the fact that 2 of them got removed, it also could have been deleted by the uploader, so not 100% sure on that one. And as we wrap up, guys, I wanted to plug my full print-on-demand course. It is linked in the description. It walks you through step-by-step how I make 6-figure profits from print-on-demand every year since 2019. Back then, I worked a 9-to-5 and had a second job, and I still scaled it up to 6 figures. So if you want to see how I did that, and then at the end, I show you how to automate 95% of your print-on-demand business because time is money. That's what allows me to have this YouTube channel, right? And offer a course like this because I'm automating my print-on-demand business. That is included in that course. So check that out. It's linked in the description. There's no better time to join than right now in the fourth quarter when sales are about to go crazy. Also, I have a private community that I meet with live twice a week. We have incredible guests, a lot of resources there as well. So if you want to work directly with me, this is by far the best way. Linked in the description, you guessed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe on your way out. And I'll see you soon with another new video.